Alright everybody, it's Tater Streams here. We're doing a react video to a Glaivkiyo video. I enjoy his videos a lot, and it's good to see him coming out with stuff that's, you know, not compromising or contradicting or anything like that, but he's pointing out flaws in a game that I really enjoyed or used to really enjoy and still kind of do, Genshin Impact. It's a hot topic in the gacha space. It always is. It's one of those games that's very divisive among the gacha group. You're either for it or you're against it. That seems the way the community goes. Personally, I could give a fuck what you play. Play what you like to play. But I just want to hear what he has to say on the fact of the matter. So let's switch over and watch what he has to say.
Really paid attention, there is a predictable cycle to Genshin Impact updates. The developers announce a new feature, something the community has been asking for, and for a moment, there is hype. And then the details come out, there is always a but, there is always a catch to it. It reminds me of that old horror story, The Monkey's Paw. If you
Yeah, so it's the old fucking thing that if there's something out there that you want, or it seems like the game or whatever the thing is has a problem, well, they'll create a solution which entails another problem.
never heard of it, it is about a cursed object that grants wishes, but the trick is, the wishes are granted in the most literal and twisted way imaginable. Think of it like this. An artist wishes to be world famous for their paintings. The paw grants it. The next day, they have a tragic accident that leaves them unable to ever paint again.
Or
their
they
story
die.
becomes a media sensation, and because of the tragedy, their existing art becomes priceless and globally recognized. They
But they can
became
never paint
famous
again.
for their art, just like they wished, but at the cost of being able to create it. The wish comes true, but the outcome is a hollow, painful irony. And that is what it feels like playing this game sometimes. The developers have perfected corporate digital version of the monkey's paw. Every update is a wish granted with a twist. You wish for a skip button for the story quest, granted. But it is not the dialogue skip button you have been begging for years.
It's
you
a
wish for a
time
safety
skip.
net on the weapon banner, granted. But the safety net disappears every 3 weeks after the limited banner is over. You wish for a free old limited 5-star character? No. But here's a mail search function. The difference is, in the story I just told you, the artist
They don't give you anything you want. They give you nothing that you want. I swear to God, they create a new problem and say it's solving the old one. That's all they do. Anyway, let's get. I don't want to fucking rant and rave too much. Okay, I'm going to like. It's not that I despise Genshin, because I do like it. I still have fun playing it. I still have fun playing it. And I enjoy it, but it has nothing to do with like getting characters. The gacha system drives me nuts. There's little to none quality of life like changes happening that are meaningful. I'll make that pertinently clear. That mean anything. They don't do anything for you. It's a rarity to see anything like that. All right.
would be horrified. In the Genshin community, a lot of players thank the paw for granting the wish at all. You scroll down into the comments of videos calling this out, or in Twitter, people are actually defending these issues. It is a free game. It is better than that.
That is the dumbest argument ever, dude. Just because it's a free game doesn't mean it has to suck, okay?
You have to ask yourself, like, is it? Is better than nothing really the standard we should be accepting from a multi-billion-dollar game that is 5 years into its lifespan? It feels like a significant portion of the player base has been so conditioned to expect the bare minimum that they have learned to celebrate these twisted wishes. And that is what this video is about. We're going to deconstruct this pattern. This isn't just a series of mistakes. It is a core design philosophy. It is a calculated art of almost. It is the strategy of providing the illusion of fulfillment.
Yes, this is a perfect example. The illusion of free choice. Anything you do can and will be the same result.
while making sure the real thing is always just over the horizon. It is a framework
Yeah,
designed
like
to
a dangling
keep you
carrot.
perpetually
They want you to keep
striving.
coming
So
back.
today,
Like,
we're going to break down these monkey spa wishes one by one, and we will start with the foundation, the daily systems you interact with every single time you log in. The core loop of the game isn't really designed for you to feel a steady sense of growth. In many ways, it is designed to wear you down. It all begins with resin, the energy system that dictates how much you are allowed to play. It regenerates at a rate of 1 resin every 8 minutes, meaning it takes more than a full 24-hour day to replenish from empty. Now, after a
So if you go by their more than 24-hour day to like get your resin back, you'd have to log in later every single day or skip a day. And you don't want to skip a day because the way they have it set up is like you have to use it. You have to keep using it. So like the grind is like you log in, you do your daily quest, you use up the resin you're supposed to get so you can get your 60 primo gems or whatever it is from doing your dailies, and then grind to get the rest of your artifacts or whatever shit that's available, or weapon upgrade shit that's available for that specific day of the week. It's ridiculous, and you keep doing it over and over and over and over. And if you don't log in, you get FOMO. You get worried that you're not going to get the new whatever skin or get the new event completed on time. It's a cycle that makes you not want to play the game, but it's designed to trap you to keep you playing the game. They're pretty smart about it. It is obviously a gambling game in the end of the day.
lot of feedback, they did increase the maximum resin you can hold,
They
which
increased it
sounds
twice.
good. The issue was never the size of the wallet, however. It was the slow trickle of money going into it. The core regeneration rate, the actual problem, was left completely untouched.
Hey guys, I know we were all worried about how much food we were allowed to eat every day, so I came up with the great solution. Bigger bowls! So now you can take your food and put it in a bigger bowl. You won't get any more food, but you know, the bowl's bigger. Good news is, well, the new rate up banner's coming up soon, so make sure to save up your money.
And then they gave us another solution, transient resin, an extra bit of resin you can buy weekly from the Serenity Pot.
Keyword bi-weekly from the Serenity Pot. Not only that, there's another catch.
On the surface, that is great. The catch, though, is that it expires after 7 days.
You can't save it up. You can't keep restocking it. It doesn't just sit there, and like you can't just use it when you want to. You have to use it within the time frame, and you have to buy it. And if you don't use it, it just disappears, and you've wasted the energy and the money that you put into it. It's not real money. It's in-game currency, but it's again, it's built up over time. So you have to wait to get that. Then if you wait too long to use this thing, you lose it. Oh my God. If anybody feels the same way, like, let me know down in the comments below if you think Genshin's just archaic, like, systems they have in place need to change. Like, and the only way they'll change, let me go serious mode. The only way they're going to change is if people in the community, like Glaivkiyo, voice their opinions. Like Tectone, God bless you, Tectone, come back to YouTube, we miss you. Voice their opinions. If it wasn't for Tectone, the weapon banner would still be complete shit 50-50, and you could still get fucked every time and lose thousands of dollars on it.
You can't save it, you have to use it. The result is a solution that adds its own small layer of pressure. Another appointment to keep. And what do you spend that carefully managed resin on? The farming domains. Normally, these are on strict daily rotation. If you need a certain book for your character, you might only be able to get it on a Monday and Thursday. But sometimes, they'll lift this restriction. And for a brief moment, the system feels so good. It respects your time. The reality is that this freedom is mostly for returning players to catch up. For everyone else, it is a temporary event, lasting for a fleeting 1 week period when a new character is released. You get a taste of a better system before it's taken away from you. But the true masterpiece of this design, the greatest source of long-term frustration, is the artifact system. Building a character is all about getting good artifacts, and getting just one good piece is
We'll just mention this really quick, okay? The RNG for artifacts is Insanely terrible. You could spend weeks, if not months, trying to get a good artifact. And the fact that you might get one with the right main stat and then maybe the right substats, that's not even the half of it. That's not even like the quarter of it. That's not even any of it, because you still have to roll the RNG, and it could all go into like HP or flat defense or just some garbage that you don't fucking need.
It's like trying to win the lottery 5 times in a row. There are 5 distinct layers of luck or RNG that have to go your way. First, you have a 50% chance of getting an artifact from the set you even want. If you get lucky, you then have to hope it is the right piece. You need a sans, but you get another flower. And if you get really lucky and the right piece drops, it has to have the right main stat. You need attack, but what you got was defense. It's useless. But imagine you hit that jackpot. Right set, right piece, right main stat. It is still not over. It still needs good starting substats. And even if you clear all 4 of them, you level it up 5 times, praying the upgrades go into one of the good substats you have instead of the useless ones. This last step is where the most promising artifacts go to die. This design changes what progression means. You are no longer earning your power through effort. You're just pulling a slot machine over and over and over and over and hoping to win it. 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, and 1 year, and it's still not over.
It takes so much time.
This artifact set is the spit in the face to hardworking.
So what Zyax is talking about right now is when they he had this artifact set that he'd farmed for Zhao, which is like his main character. He's like, he always tries to have like the #1 Zhao on Akasha. And the artifact set that he had farmed for over 3 years basically got replaced by a new one in Natlan in like a 5 point whatever update. And it made the one he'd been farming for years obsolete. So they'll do this. They'll put these things in a game that just completely negate everything you've done and everything you've worked for certain characters, because the characters are older and outdated. Doesn't matter if it's your favorite character like it was for him. They completely fucked him.
Individuals everywhere. People like me who go to work 12 hours a day. Single
I don't know about that.
fathers, mothers, parents, kids who want to just have an escape, right? I come home after a long day of work.
By the way, this is how much I've been playing my Genshin Impact. I have the Stellar Reunion on it right now. Like, so when you come back after a long period of time, maybe this camera pick it up better without the light on it. When you come back after a long period of time, you get this. You get a bunch of like freebies that they give you. So I've been logging into that, and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm not gonna log in for another fucking 40 days, and I'm gonna get more freebies, because it is so pointless to keep logging in every day and doing the grind. Like, it just takes so much out of you for this stupid shit. It's not worth it. Not worth it.
I play my favorite game, Genshin Impact. What do I want to do? I want to relax. I want to build my characters. So you're telling me now that the place I've been farming for 3 years, almost, well, 1,050 days to be roughly exact, is now obsolete?
Get ready for a crash out.
So all the pieces I got are useless? I'm gonna be running 4 Vermilion on random characters?
Don't get
Just
me wrong,
off
I'd be
piece?
pissed too. I'd be so fucking upset that like I put all that time and energy in it, and then they just come out with a new set that completely negates the old one. It makes it obsolete, and people they're never gonna farm that old set again. They're gonna go farm the new set. They're gonna get newer artifacts. They're gonna get better ones than what he's got, and his character is just gonna drop down the charts, man.
Oh, I'm an off piece.
But you know what? Some time ago, they introduced the direct solution for that final, most painful layer
a
of
solution
luck,
with a
a
problem.
system, an item called Dust of Enlightenment. In simple terms, it's insanely good. It lets you take a fully leveled artifact that had its upgrades go into
It
the
has
wrong
its
substats,
flaws.
and then you can re-roll them. It is the ultimate fix for an artifact that was almost perfect. So what is the catch? What is the monkey's paw twist? It's scarcity. This item is so incredibly rare that for most free-to-play players, you will only be able to use it on one single artifact per version. If you want to fix more of your artifacts,
Per version is like every 42 days. So one every 42 days. So if there's 365 days in a year and it's 42 days, Um, that's about eight of them a year. That's fucking atrocious, man. So 8 artifacts you could change. Actually, no, it's 4 artifacts a year you can change because you need 2 of them for some artifacts.
The game is more than happy to sell you the dust you need through the Battle Pass. How great, you need to pay
put a
for
little
it.
money
Insane.
in. Put
Who
10
saw
bucks
that
or 20
coming, am I
bucks
right,
in.
Hoyoverse? Genshin does not want to make any money. Woo.
There's no way that they
Am I right,
actually
Hoyoverse?
said that.
Genshin does
There's no way in a fucking Genshin live stream said, but your Genshin Impact doesn't want to make any money. No.
not want to make any money. Woo. Anyways, that is the almost fix for bad upgrades, right? As for the problem of getting bad artifacts in the first place, we were given the Artifact Strong Box, a way to trade 3 of your useless artifacts for
scam
1
box.
new one. And it is almost a good idea. The 3-to-1 trade-in ratio is a pretty bad deal, costing you a massive amount of resources. But the critical flaw is that the Strong Box is always out of date. New meta-defining artifacts
I just ran into this problem. I was trying to get Obsidian Codex, which is probably from Natlan like 5.0. And we're talking almost a year old. And it is not in the scam box. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me, dude. I just wanted to get a couple artifacts for Chaska, a character who's nearly a year old, and I couldn't do it.
sets are only added a year or more after they are released. So if you're building a new character, you can't use it. You have to go right back into the frustrating domains. It is a catch-up tool that by design never lets you actually catch up to what is relevant now. It is on this foundation of carefully managed frustration that the entire monetization strategy is built. Because once the
You know the saying that I never get ahead, but I never fall behind. That like remaining in stagnant water, that's what it feels like. It feels stagnant all the time. The only way to like truly get ahead in Genshin is to spend money, and the game is completely designed from front to back so that you spend your money. In the beginning, when you're just playing the story, like it is super fun. Like it is a lot of fun going through the Archon quests and whatnot. But once you've beat all that, once you've gotten through 5.0 or gotten to 6.0, which is coming out soon, what do? You do the grind to build up characters, to build up teams, to do the Abyss, and like maybe you can finally beat floor 12 of the Abyss, and then you grind to do the Imaginarium Theater, which you have to have 18 to 22 characters built just to do that. It costs so much to do that, dude. It's not fucking worth it.
problem is established, the next step is to sell you the solution. Take the characters themselves. In the early days, getting a 5-star character at their base level, what players call a C0, felt complete. Their constellations, the upgrades from pulling duplicates were nice bonuses. That philosophy was clearly shifted. With newer characters, it feels like you are being sold a problem, with the solution locked behind that first or second constellation. A character like Nuvolet is vulnerable while attacking at C0, but his C1 fixes that by giving him that interruption resistance.
Yeah, getting a character will cost you $100 to $200 most of the time. I'd say, I mean, all right, let's see. So for 100 wishes, it's gonna cost you $200, and you're guaranteed a 5-star at 90 pulls. So if you don't get that 5-star that you wanted in those 90 pools, it's going to cost you another $200. So we're talking $400 for one character. And then if they put a feature behind a constellation like C1 or C2, that means you have to spend at least $800 to get that second copy, dude. It's so bad. It's so archaic.
Furina's team-wide buff is her entire purpose, but it builds up slowly at C0. Her C2 makes it stack so fast that the problem just disappears. Or maybe you have a problem with Mavwika's motorcycle. It is a pattern. An intentional flaw is part of the base character, and the fix is conveniently waiting in the gacha. The C0 character becomes a trial version, and once you have the character, you need a weapon. This brings us to the weapon banner, a system the community-wide
The biggest fucking scam in the entire game is the weapon banner. And they don't put enough like free-to-play weapons in there to like build your character up enough to where they need to be to actually be useful most of the time. The only person I've seen that uses 4-star characters and other characters like base and whatnot is Eeks. Eeks does. He's got a great YouTube channel. You should follow him too. Follow Glaivkiyo and follow Eeks. They're both really good. They're both very entertaining, and both their channels are really good.
Considers the most scammy part of the game. After early outrage, the Homa incident, they introduced the epitomized path as a safety
king,
net.
Tech
You choose the
Tone.
weapon you want, and if you get the wrong one,
The
you get a fate
savior.
point towards a guarantee. Sounds fair, I guess? The trick is in the fine print. Those fate points vanish when the banner ends. That single rule transforms the safety net into a tool of manufactured urgency, pressuring you to keep spending right now or your progress is wasted. It preys on a psychological trick. It is called the sunk cost fallacy. I'm sure
Hold on.
you to keep
We need to pause on
spending
that.
right now or your progress is wasted. It preys on a psychological trick. It is called the sunk cost fallacy.
Okay, the phenomenon whereby a person is reluctant to abandon a strategy or course of action because they have invested heavily into it, even when it is clear that abandonment would be more beneficial. This is why Tectone talks about this all the time. The easiest way to get out of this system, to get out of this terrible situation that Genshin Impact has created for the players, is to uninstall the game. But if you've sunk enough money into it, or if you've sunk money into it, you don't want to. You don't want to abandon it. It psychologically fucks with you, man. It puts you in a position where you're like, well, I've already spent this amount of money. I've already spent so much money on this game that I have to continue. I have to keep doing it. And it's tough, man. Like, I'm only getting into the area where I'm like, I really don't want to spend any money on Genshin. So I go in, I play the new updates, and then I get out. The only time I really go on to do like dailies and shit is if I want to build up characters that like I really want to play, or teams that I really want to play. And it's so hard.
I'm sure you heard about this a lot. It is the feeling that you have already put so much in that you can't possibly stop. And this isn't a one-time issue. The new Chronicled Wish banner, a great idea for targeting old characters, uses the exact same non-transferable fate point system. It is a deliberate, reoccurring design choice. Even the character banner safety nets are almost useless. The Capturing Radiant system is designed to protect you from
Another
losing
scam.
the 50-50 coin flip repeatedly. Its requirements, however, are so high that it might as well not exist. It only has a chance to trigger on your third consecutive loss and is only guaranteed on your fourth. The number of wishes required to see this system activate is astronomical, but the most blatant example is letting characters level up to 100. It offers the idea of new
Yeah, this is new.
progression, but the required material is locked behind getting a character to their maximum.
But they at least Genshin does not want to make money, am I right? Okay, to even get to level 100, you already have to have a character at C6, meaning you have to have 7 copies of a character, which is going to cost you around $1,400. $1,400 to $1,600. And that's like a guarantee to get that. It's insane. So like even having level 100, it's for whales. It's for people who are willing to spend $2,000 on one character.
Constellation C6, and then pulling even more copies. This isn't a feature for dedicated players. It is exclusively for the absolute highest spenders. It is a whale wall, a progression path 99% of the player base will never walk down. The game's progression and monetization are built on this almost philosophy, but the design doesn't stop there. It extends to the very fabric of the game itself. This philosophy shapes the entire player experience. It dictates not just what you chase, but how you are allowed to play. Take quality of life, the small things that make a game more enjoyable. For years, one of the biggest requests has been a skip button for dialogue. Eventually, the
Just like
developers
Rua.
announced a one-click time skip, and for a moment, people were hopeful. Oh my
Yeah, because it sounded really good when they said, hey, we're adding a time skip button.
God, the devs listen, finally, skip button, wow, 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 wow. The feature, however, just automates the in-game clock for quests. It solves
Yeah, all it did was when the game says like, hey, you need to come back to this quest 2 days from now, and instead of like going and clicking your clock and like turning it 2 days in advance, you just click it one time and it automatically skips 2 days. That's all it did. It did not skip dialogue or anything like we thought it was going to.
A minor inconvenience while completely ignoring the actual request. This is a reoccurring theme. We get minor unrequested features like a mailbox search function. Who uses that? While major
That's because this game, it comes up with these things like these quality of life that are supposed to be helpful that literally do nothing for you. And the devs announce it like during their live streams, and it sounds really good to the start, just like that skip button did. But then when it comes out, it's something completely different that no one asked for, that no one cared for, and you just feel left out. You feel like the devs don't give a fuck about you, man.
concerns from the game's own surveys go unaddressed for years.
Yeah,
the
I
effect
filled
is
those
a
surveys
feeling
out.
that they are either not listening or deliberately missing the point. You see
I remember when Bran Online like urged people to like fill out like the requests and stuff like that. And nothing bad about Bran. Bran's a good dude too. Like I really love what he's doing with his channel now. I really love what he's doing on Kick. Like I like that he's streaming there. He's streaming on Twitch. Like, but the devs don't care. We filled out so many of these surveys, and they do nothing about anything that we really want in the game.
it again with the artifact loadout system. Players just wanted a simple button to
Yeah,
save
just
the
like
5
Wua.
artifacts a character is wearing. Instead, we get a clunky system where you set up filters and it often picks the wrong pieces anyway. To top it all off, you get
Yeah,
only
it
2
auto
loadout
picks for
slots
you.
per character. I mean, if the feature itself is not working, then I guess it doesn't matter how much slots it has. The solution is so inconvenient
Facts.
that most players don't even bother with it.
Can't do it. I can't take this shit no more, man.
This approach extends to the world itself. New regions often have fun exploration mechanics, like the Night Soul in Natlan. The problem is, these abilities are region locked. They are temporary gimmicks that disappear the moment you leave. Meanwhile, the universal
Yeah.
exploration improvements like faster running or grappling are often pay gate.
Yeah, they're locked behind certain characters. And not only locked behind certain characters, but locked behind like their C2. A lot of the Natlan characters have these extended like traversal abilities, but they're fucking handicapped. They're cut like down, they're watered down, so you're not getting the full effect. And the real effect you only get in the area that they're from. You only get them in Natlan. Like, dude, this is stressing me out. So I have Mavika, and she's awesome. She's the fucking nuclear bomb in the game. She's definitely the strongest DPS in the entire game. And in Natlan, you can ride her motorcycle and like fly with it, and you can fly for elongated time because of like the Night Soul points you have there. But as soon as you go to like Mondstadt or anywhere else into that, you're fucked. You can't fucking like go more than like 8 seconds. It feels like on that motorcycle. You're like here and done. It's instantly over. And I have an older free to play account where I have like some of the OG characters that don't have these traversal advancements, and it is like you're moving through mud. It's so frustrating. And if you play Wua, then you know how fun a game can be when they listen to you, when the devs listen to you. Like say, like the flying mechanic, it was only in Renacida or Raguna, and they were like, all right, we're going to put it in all the old areas so you can just fly everywhere. They made it for everybody everywhere. It was free. Everybody got it. Oh my gosh. And like, that's when the devs listen. That's how good a game can be. And this is an example of how bad a game is.
Tied to owning specific 5-star characters. Temporary fun is free, but permanent freedom of movement is something you pay for. And
Keyword
then there is
temporary.
the end game. For years, a persistent complaint has been the lack of repeatable content. The developers' official reasoning is that they want to avoid creating excessive anxiety. Now a gacha game, a business model built on anxiety and fear of missing out, is worrying about causing anxiety with optional content. The justification just doesn't really hold up. Their almost solution, their new endgame mode, Stygian Onslaught, yet it's so restrictive and demanding that it only caters to a tiny fraction of the hardcore players, failing to solve the
Whales.
problem for the vast majority. Finally, there is the cost of taking a break. The game leverages FOMO, limited time events containing critical story moments and powerful exclusive weapons, like the Festering Desire or the Cinnabar Spindle.
Oh my God. Don't even get me started on those 2 weapons, dude. The Festering Desire is
Festering Desire or the Cinnabar Spindle
Okay, the Festering Desire is a weapon that is free to play. It was only for an event for a very limited amount of time, and you had to be playing like really early on. I did not get it, so I had to like get Farina's actual weapon. But I feel like the Festering Desire actually is better for Farina. It does everything that her weapon does plus a little bit more. It doesn't give you as much HP, but when it gives you other added bonuses that add up to be more, why wouldn't you want it? There should be a way that you can go back and play these old events, and there isn't one because they don't want you to. They want you to just have that fear of missing out. So you have to play all the new events, try and get all the weapons in some hope that way down the line, maybe they'll be good for a character. It's ridiculous.
If you weren't playing during that specific 3-week window, you can never get them. It is a system designed to punish players for leaving, forcing a constant low-grade pressure to log in every single day. From the menus you use, to the world you explore, to the content you play at the end, the boundaries are always there. So what does this mean in the long run? When you look at all of these examples together, it is clear they are not isolated flaws or mistakes. They are evidence of a single cohesive design philosophy, a strategy you could call the art of almost. It is the art of providing the illusion of fulfillment while carefully ensuring the real thing is always a little further away. It is a framework designed to keep players in a perpetual state of striving, always chasing that one last upgrade, that one last feature that will finally make the experience feel complete. And you have to be clear about one thing: this strategy is immensely successful. From a business perspective, it works incredibly well. It drives daily logins, fosters a massive community, and has generated billions of dollars. By keeping the perfect gear or the complete character just out of reach, it ensures there is always a reason to come back tomorrow. But this success is a double-edged sword. It comes at a significant cost, and that cost is player goodwill. Over time, this design cultivates a climate of cynicism, where every new feature is met with suspicion as players search for the inevitable catch. The very systems designed for retention are also the primary reasons people cite for burning out and quitting, which leads to the final thought. Genshin Impact has built an entire empire on this philosophy, but its foundation rests on a precarious balance between player loyalty and player exhaustion. And that is the open question for the future as more games enter the market. How long can that balance hold? And I have a question for you. This design has clearly been effective, but it comes at a cost. Looking at these examples, where do you draw the line between a challenging long-term goal and a deliberately frustrating system? Let me know your thoughts below, but that is all from me, Glaivkiyo, and I will...
Yep, that's a good video. Really good video, Glaive. So this game gives you the illusion of choice. It gives you the illusion of fulfillment, the illusion of satisfaction, and it's all locked behind paywalls. Don't get me wrong. If you have fun, play whatever game you want. I'm not going to like condemn you for like what you like. You like what you like, and that's your opinion. It's subjective. Do what you want to do. But just know like this game, like the way it's structured is not to help you. It's not designed around the player. It's not designed for the player to have fun and enjoy it. It's designed for the player to spend money. And you know, I'll leave it at that, man. You guys come up with your own like conclusions. But anyway, Glaivkiyo, follow him, follow Tectone, follow Brand. They're all good guys. And guys, that's gonna do it for me. Drop a comment down below. Let me know how you guys feel. Tater out.